it's Jennifer J. Hammond, and I'm here. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about how to become a millionaire in the most interesting way you probably never thought about doing. So, welcome to the show, Aaron.
Jennifer, I always love to be on your show. Thank you for including me again.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. I think this is such a fun way to become a millionaire by the stuff that, again, we're just going to say it from your garage or your attic. So we desperately, when we're doing real estate, we need to declutter. And again, I think we accumulate things so easily. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, why did I get all this stuff? But so talk about how easy it is for people to find, well, number one, declutter. Let's talk about it. They need to declutter. It's much simpler than people think, right?
Jennifer, definitely. So many people hear the word declutter and it sends the shivers up their spine. Oh my God, why do I want to declutter? What's in it for me? I love everything I have. Well, Jennifer, if you're getting ready to sell your house, you're getting ready to move, you need to declutter. You may be downsizing. All your little birdies may have left the nest and you don't need a big house. Or you need to sell for whatever reason, or you need to handle your parents' estate and they need to declutter or get out in any way they can see. And they're looking to you for great ideas. And then we're all looking to Jennifer for the best ideas. And Jennifer, since I'm on your show, I'm going to give you the best ideas to declutter. Number one, if you're in a great neighborhood and you have a lot of traffic, you need to do a garage sale. One day only, get everything you don't want, put in the front yard, advertise it on Craigslist, Facebook, Nextdoor, your social media accounts, put some signs out, and boom, you're going to remove a lot of stuff. You're going to go through, but you want to go through everything in your house, the garage, the basement, all your cupboards, everything. And you're going to put it outside one day only. Saturday's number one, Jennifer, Friday's number two, and Sunday sucks. So that's how you do it. And you do it. Don't do it on a holiday weekend. Don't do it. I've tried it just for my book, How to Become the Garage Sale Millionaire. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I'm taking the hits for everybody, for your listeners and viewers to know what's the best. And so those are the days. You're going to price it to sell. You're going to haggle. You're going to make the most out of every sale. You're going to be prepared for it, to have change. You're going to do it. You're going to start it early in the morning. And then Jennifer, come around 2 o'clock, you're going to put it in boxes. And everything in this box, $5. Everything in this box, $10. And once it's out of your house, Jennifer, you don't want to see it back in your house. So that's number one. That's the garage sale. That's the quick, move it out, get rid of it, whatever doesn't sell, Jennifer. And if it doesn't sell, we're going to help out the community around us and donate everything else to a charity. Goodwill, the Veteran Association, they all have places that you can drop it off and maybe even pick it up.
Yeah,
So Jennifer,
I was going to say, it's amazing how many will come and pick it up. I have found that, unfortunately, I had a death in the family and I've been having to declutter the house. And it's interesting because there are a lot of charities that will come pick it up. But I also wanted to emphasize something that you said about the garage sale. Now, you gave some amazing strategies, but one thing that's, I think, so often missed is not advertising it. So number one, if you have a WhatsApp group with your neighbors, tell your neighbors. If you have, Nextdoor, you have any of those neighborhood things, make sure it's known. I mean, the signs are good and they still work. The yard signs, if you put them out on the corner and point that direction, that's really a secret. And you went so fast. I want to make sure that we don't forget to really emphasize that if nobody knows about it, then you're not going to have people show up. So make sure you actually advertise it. Craigslist is still a thing.
And the signs, yes, the signs need to be big, Jennifer, too. Not those 8x10s that you buy in the supermarket.
Right.
They need to be 3 by 4 feet. They need to be 10. You got to make 10 signs. They need to be on busy corners and next to grocery stores, libraries. all that to get the attention. You need to advertise. The more you advertise, the more people, the more you sell. So that's just like you said, advertising is the key.
And then you also made something else. You went so fast. I just want to make sure we emphasize it again. And that's the days, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I think most people think Sunday's the best day, and it's not. That's surprising because even as real estate agents, we think, oh, Sunday's the best day, but that's when people are busy with their families, with church, with real estate, even with open houses. It's not necessarily the best day for garage sales. And you said Friday's the best day, right?
I said Saturday's number one.
Saturday. Okay.
Friday is the second best day because, believe it or not, a lot of people are busy on Saturday and Sunday. So if you had it on a Friday, you may have a great garage sale. So if you're thinking, if you have time and you want to do it 2 days in a row, or have it on Friday and see if you have enough stuff to do it on Saturday, that is always the plan. But Sunday does suck, and Saturday usually is the go-to day. And people, Jennifer, people have to be ready to start early in the morning. And I recommend putting those signs out either late the night before or at 6 a.m. in the morning. And Jennifer, the reason why I recommend late the night before is because you'll have other people that are having competing garage sales tear down your signs. Can you believe it?
Oh,
Actually tear down your signs.
it is
And then
unbelievable. I was gonna say it's
I can believe,
unbelievable.
and then
People do it. People really do it. And I've experienced it in real
they,
estate. I'm like, whoa, really? But they do it. So
yeah, yep. And then the weather, you may have a lot of winds or rain. So that's why I recommend, 9, 10 o'clock the night before or early in the morning. And then that will make sure your signs stay up.
yeah. It's really, those are some really, really important, I mean, I want to say gems. So I wanted to also, the next thing I wanted to see is if you share a story about, it's called the Garage Sale Millionaire. So what are some of the things that you could find in the garage that you might not think are worth anything, but could actually be worth millions of dollars or a lot of money, right?
I will tell you, a lot of times people have been, they have gone to their grandfather's house and been given a lot of tools. And what they don't know, antique tools are worth a lot of money.
Mhm.
And also parts, antique parts, a lot of money. Bamboo fishing rods, old fishing reels, a lot of money. So there are things that are in your garage that you're not using that you probably collected from your grandfather or your great grandfather that you didn't know of that's worth a lot of money. And so you never know if you have old computer parts like Apple, some of the first original Apple computers worth a lot of money. So I always recommend, Jennifer, never ever sell anything without finding out its price first, because you never know what you have.
And how do you do that? I mean, I know there's Google Lens. I know there's people who use Google Lens to find out what something's worth, but how do you recommend finding out what something's worth?
So I will take that item. Let's just say it is a bamboo fishing rod that has the maker's name on it. And so I know when it is. I do a little research, find out roughly the year it was made. So if it was, 1930s or something by some famous rod maker, I'd go on eBay and I go into completed items on the left-hand side and look at what those rods have gone for.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to be really thought through this, I would have an account, and then I can literally go 3 years back. And there's a part of eBay that you can see trends of items selling. So why that is helpful is you can find the best time to sell that rod or reel throughout the year. So if the best time to sell that is in May and you're in January, maybe hold on to it for a month or two. So that's why I like to use, I do my historical research and then I go to eBay and to completed items.
I love that. And completed items is also part of the secret I'm going to emphasize is make sure you look at completed, not the ones that are for sale, because there could be people who are way under or way over, and they're not the ones that are actually completed and sold. And that's really important. But also, as you said, the timing is really important. If you can go back a couple years and notice, because like I've seen, one of my favorites is those little bears, those little beanie bears. I found that again, some of them are worth a little bit more than others, but you will find that at certain times of the year, like when you're coming up around Valentine's Day or even around Christmas, people love those nostalgic little bears, but not other times of the year. You might find that summer, they're not worth anything. They're pennies on the dollar.
Exactly. Exactly. So any little tip that can help you get the extra dollar out of your item is always going to help you, Jennifer. And you are right. If you're not looking at the completed items and you're just looking at what's it selling for, you are going to get a skewed number, because just because somebody's asking $1,000 for that item doesn't mean it's worth $1,000. So this is the way you are smart, like the Garage Sale Millionaire.
And so talk about also the Garage Sale Millionaire and some of the most unusual things. Like, what about bottles, or are pennies still a thing? Or what are some of the other unusual things? You said fishing gear and tools, which I think most people wouldn't have thought about, but what are some of the other ones that might be overlooked?
I love that you said bottles, because there are old antique bottles in the 17 and 1800s that are a collectible in its own. And I have a friend who collects old bottles, and those old bottles, I'm talking thousands of dollars. And I don't think a lot of people know what year it came out. And if you have old bottles that you really believe that was given to you by your grandpappy, you may want to check it out before you get rid of it, because that is, again, if you don't know what it is and you don't have a value on it, you shouldn't be selling it. And those things are worth incredible amounts of money. And some people have the weirdest thing. Some people could have old minerals. Like if you live in Colorado where minerals are abundant and your father collects minerals, they're just not rocks. There are literally valuable minerals, and you don't want to give them away for pennies on the dollars. You got to figure out what they are. They could be very small minerals, but they could still be worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I think it's so important to take a look. I mean, and I don't want, again, we want to declutter and get going, but I also think that you take the time to realize that some things that you think, again, like a bottle, that could be, you think it's just worthless and it's just trash. It could actually be the item that has it. Because I think a lot of people still think baseball cards and coins and traditional things, but again, it could be like I think one of the things I saw recently was a little Buddha, and it wasn't made of jade, but it was made of one of the plastics, but it still had some unique features that made it worth a couple $100s.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to find out what it is. So what is the next big question? Let's talk about how, if you don't have a space in front of your yard, you don't have a yard. Jennifer, what happens if you don't have even a garage?
Right.
What are some other tips? I'm going to tell you, because I got so you don't have a garage, you don't have a front yard, but we're going to teach you, Jennifer, how to sell it anyway. And that's where Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor Marketplace, Craigslist all take full effect on how you can move those items. And then in that regard, you're going to take great pictures. You're going to measure everything, and you're going to list it. And this is the biggest tip, Jennifer, because we both know all the scams going on. You're going to say cash only or Venmo.
Yeah.
And no solicitors. And this way, 95% of the people are going to be real people, because they know all the scams and they're not going to play games with you.
Yeah.
Now, this is the big thing, Jennifer, because we both know we're in a scary time in our world, and not everybody is as kind as you and I. And so if you sell anything and it's a big item and you have to show, and it's at your house, you always, man or woman, you have a second person there when
Yeah.
they show up at your house,
Yeah.
just for safety reasons. And you're not, they're not going to use the bathroom. They're not going to use the basement. They're going to go right where that item is, and they're going to pay you, and then they're going to leave. You're not going to take that item to their house. You're not going to transport it to another state. It's all on them. And this is the way you get around the spam, the spam and the scams. You make some money, and this way it makes it a lot easier to move those items.
Yeah, I agree. And that safety first, it's always so, so important to do safety first. And I know we're just about to run out of time, so I want to make sure that people know about your book and website, social media, anything you want to share.
Well, Jennifer, thank you. The book is called How to Become the Garage Sale Millionaire. Talks all about a garage sale, Facebook Marketplace, online auctions, the scams that are going on, how to negotiate like a pro. All that, you can get it on Amazon.com. You can go to my website, The Garage Sale Millionaire. And Jennifer, if people want to see what I'm buying and selling, they can go to my eBay profile, The Garage Sale Millionaire, and learn everything you want to know about how to sell items on eBay, because I think that's a wonderful, wonderful side hustle.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so important because I think so often we have hidden little gems all around our house. And we've tied so many people have just collected stuff and collected stuff and collected stuff. And now it's time to declutter and, share your wealth with the world and be able to become a millionaire. Again, sometimes all that was hidden right there underneath your nose and you just didn't know it. So, I'm grateful. Thank you so much for writing your book. Thank you for coming on the show again. And I love always having these insights because, again, I know I had to slow you down because some of them are so good and you say them so fast, but it's really important. It can make the difference between a little bit of money and a lot of money.
You got that right, Jennifer.
Yay. Well, thank you so much. As you know, I always love to end on a positive note. I'm going to ask you if you'll lift your voice and say yay with me as we go off the air. Is that okay?
That's great.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Yay! Woo! Yay!
That was
Thank
perfect.
you, Jennifer.
If you could just help people understand the principles, then they could make better decisions in real estate. We started getting an audience. And so with the radio show, I actually get to help many, many people.
Hi, I'm Jack Canfield. You may know me as the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. And if you want more help in getting from where you are to where you want to be, I want to encourage you to listen to the Jennifer Hamlin Show